wasn't no hoe, and Fannie Lou Hamer wasn't no bitch. We got some house cleaning to do. And as we clean up our house, we will then be able to clean up America. Let me say, as we fight for voter rights, as we fight for jobs, as we fight for immigration, as we fight for equality, let us not try and limit the coalition. We need all of us together. These bogus arguments about, well, they didn't suffer like us, or they are not as bad as us. The most insane thing for sick people to do is to lay up in the hospital debating about who's the sickest. We all need to unite and get well together. We should not be comparing pain. We ought to be strategizing and coalescing for all of us to have equal justice under the law and equal opportunity. You know, I want to raise this, and then we're going to do something I think special, and we march. I keep hearing people talking about Dr. King's dream. When I was younger, I said to my mother, my friends say, why are we dreaming? You need to be awake to fight. But my mother said to me, you got to understand what dreams are for. Dreams are for those that won't accept reality as it is. So they dream of what is not there and make it possible. They will romanticize Dr. King's speech, but the genius of his speech was not just the poetry of his words. The genius of his speech is with bloodshed in Birmingham, with Medgar having been killed, with James Farmer, one of his co-leaders, in jail. He didn't stand here and discuss the pain. He didn't stand here and express the anger. He said in the face of those that wanted him dead, that no matter what you do, I can dream above what you do. I see a nation that'll make change if we pay the price. Others saw voting booths we couldn't use. King saw the possibility of an Obama 50 years ago. The world is made of dreamers that change reality because of their dreams. And what we must do is we must give our young people dreams again. That's what Lee Saunders and Randy Weingarten was talking about. You take the funds, you take the expertise, and you tell the children they're nothing. And you tell them they're not expected to be nothing. You build jails and close schools, and you break their dreams. And you wonder why they're walking around with their pants down. Because that's what you wear in jail. And if you think that's where you're headed, you might as well get dressed before you get there. We need to give them dreams again. Not to worry about sagging pants, but sagging mentality. If we told them who they could be and what they could do, they would pull up their pants and go to work. Yes. We've got to change how we deal with this. So we come to say that we are leaving here as they did 50 years ago. And we're going to do nonviolently what is necessary to put the climate in this country that will lead to a Voting Rights Act. We're going to do what is necessary to do what we have to do nonviolently to have a jobs bill based on the infrastructure. We're going to register voters in each state. We're doing town hall meetings in the next 60 days. We're going to target numbers and target districts. We need to bring new voters to the polls based on the principles and objectives of the movement. I don't know much about cooking, but I did learn how to make pancakes. My mama taught me all you got to do is put down the stuff and just flip it over. I don't know that much about politics, but I know how to do some flipping. And we need to flip some folk in Congress this year. So as we march today, we march with a determination to let you know that we don't have amnesia. We did not forget the price that's paid. We fought too hard. Our parents shed too much blood. There was too many nights in jail for you to take our vote from us now. Our vote was soaked in the blood of martyrs, and you can't take it from us like we don't know who we are. We earned the right to vote with protest, and we will regain what we lost in the Supreme Court with a protest that is focused and on its way. There was another dreamer as I close. A dreamer in the Bible called John. John looked up and said, I see a new heaven. I see a new earth. All things are passed away. I come to tell you, I know why they're screeching and hollering and talking crazy, because all America has passed away. All America that only worked for white males have passed away. All America that only worked for English speaking has passed away. All America that tell you who to sleep with but don't put food in the kitchen has passed away. All things have passed away. We see a new America. We see an America of equality, of justice, of fairness. We march because we're going to bring a new America. One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice, not for some, not for who you choose, not for who you like, but for all. We believe in a new America. It's time to march for a new America. It's time to organize for a new America. It's time to register and vote for a new America. We're on our way. We're on our way. We're on our way. As we prepare to march, I want some of our leaders to stand with me. We want to honor and dedicate what we're doing to a man that made the long road and the long journey. Reverend Charles Williams, Reverend Toulis, Bishop Curry, Reverend Richardson, Kevin Powell, all the young leaders, Mary Pat Hector, Tamika Mowry, Janae Ingram, Dominique. I want us to show respect and regard for a man who has every day in the last decade have fought for us. And we're not ending no program without thanking those that made a way. The Bible says, honor thy father and mother, not for their days, but your days will be long on the land which God giveth thee. Reverend Joseph Loudon stood in the heat of the day. Reverend Joseph Loudon stood up when others wouldn't stand. Reverend Joseph Lowry has paid a price. And because of people like him, we are here today. Another warrior who was slapped, who was abused, and took it so we could vote, is here with us today. Never got recognition, but now he's a winner of the Medal of Freedom from the first African-American president in the United States. He will come and have words and present an SCLC, Southern Christian Leadership Conference. That's the organization Dr. King and Dr. Lowry and others founded. That's the organization that did direct action. I grew up in the New York branch of SCLC. I tell these young folk that work with me, I don't hear excuses. I grew up in a single-parent home on welfare. But Reverend William Jones in SCLC, Reverend Jesse Jackson told me I was somebody, and I believed him, because no man ever told me I was nobody. That's why I don't care if nobody gives you credit, Reverend Jackson, I will, because you helped turn my concept around about myself. Let us hear from the legendary C.T. Vivian.
Thank you, my brother. Okay, we're going down there now. Okay.
Lamel McMorris. Come on, I don't want to leave out.
Hello, good evening. Well, we're here again. After a half century, we're here again. Let's think about what it was that we really came to do. This 50th anniversary was to remind us of a time when we did not have too many leaders as we have today. This is but more than that, is to remind us of what we did in the past, but only for a minute. For we have to really think, what are we going to do when we go home? Or what are we going to organize around? What problems are we going to solve? What are we going to do? Because we have to position ourselves to really to create, to solve the problems of our immediate future. In a short time, we changed the most powerful nation in the world. We really made it speak to us when it didn't want to speak to us. We made it lift its head and pay attention to Black America when the day was gone in their mind, when they would not have to think about it. But the most powerful nation in the world had to listen to us and is giving away for our future as they pass off the scene. The change our changing America and saving ourselves became the greatest drama of our time. We won. Our methods worked. We gave faith to oppressed people all over the world. The greatest spiritual leadership in America has been by African Americans, and it can be again if we choose to do it. If we do not choose to do it, we will not be. But if we choose to do it, we can create the future not only for ourselves, but for America itself. Our movement and struggles in the streets, in the courts, in the churches was more than political struggle. It has been moral and spiritual struggle against hate and violence, racism and cultural hypocrisy. We see it coming back around the corner when we think of Florida, both in the Capitol and in the streets. And when we think about it, it makes us understand that the problems we have to solve immediately, the now problem, is that the long-term problems we will wait for later. But right now, we have to organize to deal with the immediate problems so that we can have the victories we need to solve the long-term problems. and we can solve them. Among them must be dropouts. We cannot be a people. We can't be a people allowing 45% of our young people to drop out of school before they graduate from high school in a world where it's taken for granted that you have to have a college degree in order to do anything. We can solve that problem if we choose, and we can do it on a daily basis and for the next year. We can't be a thriving, successful, forceful nation of people. How did W.B. Du Bois call us? We are a small nation of people within. And if we can organize it, we will be the future. Not only looking at those who create the future, we can be the future. And this is what we've really been working for during the last 50 years. We must organize to win, organize every segment of life. Our fraternities and sororities are already organized, already educated. So let them be those who educate those who have dropped out. Organize around people who have the knowledge, just like we do when we are listening to Al talk about politics, is that it wasn't a quick minute. He's been at it for a long time. We listen to him on TV because we know that he has the knowledge we need. And when we think of that, let's think of those who have the knowledge and plan to educate every dropout who wants to lift themselves above it. We can do it because we have the people to do it. And if we organize the people that we have, the tomorrow is ours. If we fail to organize, we will not have it. Add any and every problem of now. These problems of now, voter registration, it is well to have it, but we're going to have about 700,000 people organized in every block in Black America in order to make it work. If you don't want to work, you can't have it. If you're willing to work, you can have whatever you want. That will be ours.